Like we've done this before. Man, if only we recorded what we just talked about.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
That would have been quite the episode.
It would have.
Yeah. Sorry, suckers.
That's in the pre-show.
The pre-show.
Yeah, only patrons can listen to the pre-show.
Only the highest tier we have 0 patrons for.
Yes.
That
You listen to
can
the
get
pre-show.
access to that. So everybody that we have that is that level patron was listening in on our pre-show, and it was some juicy content. Speaking of juicy content, welcome to episode 204.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, 204. One better than the last one. We don't have any new patrons that we haven't mentioned. But yeah, the only admin thing I think I want to mention is that we currently are up to 27 responses on the survey for the con.
Con.
There we go. You guys got to
Con.
stagger
Yeah.
Con.
So we would ask again, once more, please fill out the survey. There's been some great feedback, and it's already got us thinking about next year. So please keep that feedback coming because it does help shape the episode. Wait, not the episode, the event.
The event.
What is wrong with me?
Woo.
It's like an episode.
I need another sip of my non-alcoholic beer. Bitburger, 0.
Today's sponsor.
It doesn't focus.
Today's sponsor. I should see if Bitburger.
It just
wants to
focus.
Every time you hold
There
it
it is.
up, it goes blurry.
Yeah, but now it's
Yeah.
focused. Yep, that's
Focused.
wrong. That's focused.
Focused. Yeah.
Focus.
So anyway, yeah, this is going to be a little bit shorter of an episode because we did chat for a bit before we started, and we're still on a timeline, people, because boys and children and headaches. Did I say that? Headaches? I meant
No.
I meant
no.
heartfelt. Whatever.
It's called life. Life gets in the way.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys want to know what I did today?
What did you do today, Jason?
I'm basically a Toyota mechanic. Like, I am more versed in Toyota than Ronnie is, and he worked there for years.
They never let me go out on the floor. I stayed in a cubicle the whole time.
Yeah. No, I had this. So my Tundra, I have a 2020 1794 edition, top of the line, right? Toyota Tundra. It's amazing. It's the best truck ever, minus the stupid starting issue every once in a while. But for some reason, my tailgate doesn't lock and unlock with the key fob and the rest of the doors. And it's been incredibly annoying to me that I have to take the stupid little key out and I have to put it in there and I have to manually unlock, which I do all the time because I keep my golf clubs back there and all my golf stuff. And it's just annoying. So I started doing some research. And guess what I found? That you could buy the actuator from Toyota and you can run the whole system by yourself. And I did that today.
Wow.
And it took way less time. I now have an operating automatic locking tailgate.
That's huge.
It cost me $200, $189 actually for the kit. It was at my door in 2 days. Ordered it off Amazon. Genuine Toyota
Wow.
parts.
Wow. How much?
And $189.
Wow.
The dealership alone charges over $500 to install it.
Yeah.
And they'll charge you full
Wow.
price for the actuator and everything, which is like $300 and something dollars.
Hey, I got a question. When you open up your tailgate, is it like a soft open, like a bloom?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's
And
so
it's
cool.
carpeted now.
Ooh.
I
Oh,
have
that's right.
carpeted
You know,
liners.
Did you get a bed rug?
you told me about it, but I didn't see it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's
I'll have
very
to check it out
nice.
this week. Oh, oh, I don't know if you're going to bring it up this weekend. Marianne asked me if you guys were going to come up. Her and Nicole were talking.
The answer is yes.
Yep.
It is now.
Wait till
I
you
love
see
how
what
they-
wait till you see what I bought this
Oh,
weekend.
nice. I love how they think that we plan these things. And I'm sure
it's-
everybody listening to this can relate to this.
It's the chicks.
I hate the question. What are we doing this weekend? I don't know. Are we going to Brian and Marianne's this weekend? I don't know. What did Marianne say? I don't know. I haven't talked to her. She thinks that like you and I make plans.
Fuck no.
And at the end of the
Oops.
day, yeah, what do husbands do? They do whatever their wife tells them.
Exactly.
We don't make plans. We just show up and we
Do you know
chat,
that
we talk.
that poker run thing I go to every year, the houseboat thing? Kelly's finally stopped, but she used to go, "Have you talked to Chris about it's coming up? It's like in 2 weeks." No. You haven't planned it? Like you haven't planned? No. When are you
Yeah.
going to talk about it? I don't know. Sometimes it's the night before. He's like, "Hey man, what time do you want to ride together? What time do you want to leave?"
Yeah. Yes. That's what we
It's
do.
And it's
That's
like, we'll
what we
stop by
do.
Kroger on the way down there and get some groceries. Yeah, I'll pick that up. Yeah, you got that? Hey, bring that flathead screwdriver you have. Okay, I will. That's
Yeah, we
it.
don't. Or it's like, did you call this person and say happy birthday?
Have
Did
you all talked?
I'm like,
Oh
No.
yeah, that's the other one. Did
No.
you say happy birthday?
guys don't do that.
Did you
Or-
get
here- no,
Jason
here's
a
one.
card?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
So
I just got
to
him
be clear,
flowers.
Yeah,
I just got
Ronnie
him
and
flowers.
Sedge. One, I don't even know when your guys' birthdays are. Right.
I'll send you a
rely on-
text.
yeah, I'll rely on Nicole or to tell me, or Facebook tells me, or I see somebody saying thanks for all the birthday wishes on a social media platform, whatever. And it's just like, did you get them anything? Like, no, we're grown men. We don't get each other birthday presents.
I got Jason chocolates.
I
Hey,
could
Little festival
not
chocolates.
I could not talk to somebody for a year, right? And then get
Yeah.
on the phone with them and it'd be just whatever,
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know how we got there from I'm a Toyota mechanic. But I have a funny story as part of this though. So I do like a weekly update video for my Patreon. Typically I try to do it on Mondays. And so before I went and did this, I was like opening up some stuff that I got for the poker table, showing that on the video. And then I was like, oh, and well, now I'm no shop time today. I'm actually going to install this thing. And I got into a conversation on how my truck, I haven't had any problems with my truck. It's been great, right? I go through the whole install process on this thing, and I'm standing at the back of my truck. I didn't drive my truck. No, I drove my truck yesterday because I went to the gym Saturday and Sunday. And like I got home yesterday at like 1 p.m. Standing at the back of the truck, pull my key out, still have the thing open, right? Because I want to make sure the actuator is actually working after I get everything hooked up. I hit the key. Nothing. Not even a door unlock noise. And I'm like, my first thought was I unplugged something and I didn't plug it back in. Because like it came with a whole like wiring harness setup. Like you had to like fish wires like through the car. It was really easy. But I found a YouTube video that showed me how to do it exactly. And
Wow.
yep, my vehicle and everything. But then I was like, oh my God, I was just talking about this. And now my truck is completely dead and I just used it yesterday. What is going on? So I had to jump it. I had to jump my vehicle
Really?
and had to jump the truck because it was completely dead. And it took about it running off my wife's car for 10 minutes before I had enough juice to start the battery.
So it's
Yep.
still something's like stealing your power.
Yep. I thought it was the radio because when I got the new radio installed, the guy at the place actually told me, he goes, there's a very good chance that this will solve that problem because there have been multiple instances, especially when it comes to radios, where it'll look like everything's off, but the relay is not operating properly and it'll just keep drawing power. Even though it's off to you, it'll keep power on it throughout the night. He goes, so now that you have the new wiring harness, new stereo and all that stuff, it very well may solve the problem. Didn't solve the problem. So yeah, not really sure. It was just I'm like, talk about like, I don't know what the right word is, but coincidence, I guess. I was just talking about how it hasn't been a problem.
Do you think Chat GPT is listening to you in your car? And when you talk about, hey, I've had a
Maybe.
good streak, it goes,
Yeah, you did.
time to drain the battery.
You know what?
You know,
I should ask ChatGPT.
Yep.
you know what you could do in the meantime that might help you from being like, how you're probably running out to take the boys somewhere or something and it's a real big inconvenience. Maybe if you put one of those battery tenders that you can actually attach to the battery and run a plug down like underneath your wheel well, so that when you're at home, you could just plug it in, and it'd maybe keep it from draining out and maintain it
It
just
would
until you
definitely do
figured it.
that, but
I know it shouldn't have to do that, but
well,
I'm
yeah,
trying
it's
to
the
think of a
principle
way.
of like,
Oh, I'm trying
God, I
to think
really
of
don't want to
until
do
you
that.
figure it out. That might be a solution, so you don't have to deal with it on a morning when you come out and have to jump it and all that kind of stuff.
I'm starting to think that it's something like a short in the heated seats,
Something
or
is, yeah,
because again, it doesn't happen all the time. And lately, I have been using the heated seats, and now all of a sudden, it did it again. So, and then now I shut the and when I turned the car on, the heated seat was already on, as opposed because I left it on. So I don't know. Like now, I just feel like I really need to get down in the weeds and like, okay, what was different this time than last time? That's what I notice now. Today it was like my heated seats, I left them on when I shut the car off, maybe. And if I could narrow it down like that,
yeah.
you know,
Over time, you could probably narrow it down that way by
yeah, but I'm not getting rid of
taking
this
the
dang truck.
fuses. Taking fuses out would another way, but it would take forever to do that. You'd have to take a
Now,
fuse out each day.
well, I'll tell you what, that's going to be my next step. And
Yeah.
they did that at the dealership, and which is why I uncovered like
It
all
would
these
take
things.
forever.
They didn't freaking do that.
Yeah,
They
it
did
would take
not do it.
forever.
They may have found a blown fuse and replaced it, because now all of a sudden I had mirrors that retracted by themselves, which I never knew I had. But yeah,
You could narrow it down a lot by just using the ones that still had power after the accessories were off, because there's not a lot of fuses that still have power after. So you could
Yeah.
just go through and find those and then pull one each. I guess it would still take a while, but
it's better
it's
than me
the ones
jumping it
that
all the time.
yeah.
And
That'd
then,
be a good thing to talk to our naval our boat electrician dude,
oh
our
yeah,
patron. He would
Yeah,
have
Michael
probably some
Shea.
he probably has some good ideas on that.
Yep.
Maybe he knows of some 12-volt tracers they have, because they have those
Mhm.
for houses. Maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm.
Something that's still pulling when it shouldn't be. Because there's a
Yeah,
chance
because
it
that's
could
all
be a
you need to
fuse.
find. You just need to find when the car's off,
What's
what's
pulling it?
pulling power
Yeah.
right now. And by doing that fuse test, that would have, you just have to do every single
Right.
one.
But maybe just seeing the ones that still had power going to them after you turned off, that would narrow it down a lot
Mm-hmm.
and kind of go
Yeah.
from there. Maybe.
I'm going to make it my
Would be
mission.
worth.
I'm going to make it my mission to do it. I feel like it's worse too when it's cold out, but batteries are typically, cars are a little bit harder to start, when it's
Right.
cold. So it's hard to really
Batteries-
narrow that down. But
Batteries are weaker when it's colder. So it
Yeah.
exaggerates whatever that is going on.
yeah, we'll find out tomorrow morning when I go to the gym.
Was it the
Starts
first
right up.
cool morning when that happened?
No, we've had
No.
a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
We'll
see.
figure it out. It's just kind of odd. It's surprising that it's a Toyota. That's surprising. I think it wouldn't be surprising if it was some other make. You'd be like, oh, yeah, that's expected.
Yeah.
But you don't really expect that with.
Well, it's
No.
yeah, it's just such a pain in the butt, because it's clearly something that has happened in the past year. Some wire rattled loose somewhere, because it was never a problem before, and now it's been a recurring thing. So something somewhere is loose. But it's just a simple fact that they can't. Like the dealership hasn't figured it out with all the times that it's been there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I'm not getting rid of the truck. I've invested too much money into it now, and I love it. It's amazing. I'm actually going to get a aftermarket remote start installed on Thursday, because the one that comes standard on the Toyota is just garbage to work with. Like, it's such a pain in the butt. So this one I can actually use a phone to start it,
Oh, cool.
which will be nice. And then I think I'm upgrading my speakers and stuff, because why not? What else? What else do I have to spend money on?
That's awesome.
Spent too much money on
bed
golf,
rug.
and I'm not buying tools anymore. So
I had the bed rug in my Tundra, and then I got a GMC Sierra, and I put the bed rug in that as well. So I had a total of like 8 or 9 years in two of them, and it still looked perfect. Both the trucks when I got rid of it.
I put 3 2x4s in the back of my Gladiator Jeep.
With pine,
no,
Pressure
mahogany,
treated.
rich mahogany.
Pressure treated,
Clear?
but I coated them. I coated it. I sanded down the pressure treat, and I coated them with Rubio.
are they clear?
Rubio
I did.
outdoor.
I had leftover Rubio, so
Oh,
I
you
put
really
Rubio.
did?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, silly.
That's a good test.
That would have been a great YouTube video.
it would have been.
Yeah, now I'm gonna put Rubio on my Jeep things, and that's why you need to get some Rubio too for your Jeep. And people are like, "What's
My
Rubio?"
pressure, but it's pressure treat. I put it on.
Pressure treat. Oh, that's even funnier. Wet wood. So they're going to be a different shape in about a week.
Yeah,
So, Jason, did you hear where Marianne and I went this weekend?
I did. Yeah, how was that?
Unbelievable. I went up Thursday night to set up. I did a festival experience with Travis all day Friday. It was supposed to be 10 to 2. We started at 9 and kept going to 4:30. Then we went out, and that night I was hanging out, and I'm gonna shout out Paul and Scott for all the hosting they did with Travis and I. We especially, hey Paul, thanks man. He introduced me to a couple hundred people at Notre Dame, and oh yeah, I hung out that night with Reggie Brooks, former running back for Notre Dame, Tim
Ooh,
Brown, Heisman Trophy winner, played for the Raiders. Hung out with him and his family, wonderful family. Also met over the weekend. That night, I met, you guys might know this name, Tony Rice, quarterback, won a national championship for Notre Dame, quarterback. Uh, and then Saturday, I met Derek Mays. I met a bunch of other football players. And we tailgated for 8 hours, then went to the game.
Awesome.
Hung out with Father Dan. Marianne met him.
you
We chilled
tailgated for
out.
8 hours.
Yeah,
That
dude.
flies by. That's like lake
Dude,
time.
dude, we got there at 10:30 and went into the game about 7 because there was lightning. We had to wait a little bit. And I had Marianne drove up on Saturday and we got our tickets. Paul put them through to our phone. He said, "You have these tickets because Marianne's here and it's raining." And we had really good seats. We had club level seats, premium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Uh, it was beyond nice. All the families we met, all the people we met. Um, you would never know when we were talking with people. Paul would pull me aside and go, "You know who that? You know who you were just talking with for a half hour?" I go, "No," and he'd tell me, and I go, "Oh." And you would never know that these people were billionaires. It was amazing.
That's awesome. Who won?
And huh?
Did Notre Dame win?
Hell yeah, baby. Go Irish. 34-24. And it was the game of the week because they were playing USC. USC was 5-2. And yeah. And we were 4-2. Now we're 5-2. We're both 5-2. And we were at rank 13. Now we're number 12. And I'll tell you what, if have you guys ever been to the Notre Dame campus?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, so here's the shocker. How about at 12:30 at night? We went to the dome and watched drum roll, and it's just a bit of the bands out there, the drummers, and are just going nuts. And believe it or not, this is the shocker. I got home at 1:30 Saturday morning, woke up and then tailgated for 8 hours, and got home at 12:30 Saturday night.
Oh,
And when I
wow.
say 12:30 to the hotel.
You,
I was up
you
all
were up.
weekend,
Wow.
and I don't care. It was probably one of the most amazing weekends. Marianne, we drove home Saturday morning. Marianne was, we had such a good weekend. And it was the hospitality of Paul and Scott. Picked up a couple sticks of wood, picked up some killer cherry at Johnson's workbench. And yeah, I got a really good deal on some really nice clear cherry, very little sapwood. I got a couple boards. I got about 150 board feet. One board is 12 inches wide.
Ooh,
They're
nice.
all 8 footers.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome. So I am pretty stoked about, and all the people that I met on Friday, they're all listeners to our podcast, boys. They
Oh,
love our
cool.
podcast.
Really?
That's awesome.
Oh my God. I handed out stickers. It was so much fun. And we talk it, and the thing is when you go to a dealer and they have everything of Festool. So the only thing I would have to do, oh yeah, you want to see that? Or I didn't have to talk about it. They had it, so I could pull it. They had all their tools were demonstration tools. Um, some guy goes, "Hey, what do you think of the parallel guides?" And there's about 20 people there. I go, "Oh, stop! Let's step back here." And we had an STM. I go, "Hey, do we get a piece of plywood?" They went out back, grabbed a piece of plywood, a rail, and I did a demonstration of the parallel guides. The guy
Oh,
said,
cool.
"Can you put them back in the box?" I go, "Of course I can." Travis, put them back in the box. He's gonna buy these because they're already goddamn calibrated. And he goes, "You read my mind. Thank you, Sedge." It was it was so much fun, and I like it because if a question is asked, I have the materials and I have the tools to demonstrate, and that what makes a one dealer superior to others. And I'm not Johnson's Workbench is one of those dealers. So Anthony Sergio is a patron of our podcast. He's the one we read out last week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it was really cool. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's right. I became a patron." We went out to dinner with him and his wife Katie on Thursday night, and oh my god, it was just such a wonderful time. And the best part about it was, like I said, Marianne driving up on Saturday morning and hanging out with everybody. You know what the best part about that is? Is she knows all the cast of characters now that I talk about when I go up and visit at Notre Dame. And
That's cool.
we get to hang out, like I said, at Father Dan in his apartment on campus and just chat for a while. It was pretty cool. And he flew out yesterday, Sunday, to Rome to the Vatican. He's going to be there for 10 days, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
just really
Very
cool.
cool.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. And everybody who's listening, because I know you are, thank you for all your hospitality up in South Bend. It was really nice. Ronnie, what have you been up to? I saw you. I already know you've been working on the boat. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
somebody pulled me aside
You're building a boat?
at. Oh no! Oh no!
Starting.
No! I'm gonna shout him out. He didn't. He goes. You know Ronnie Fulton? I go. Yeah, he's on the podcast. He goes. What? I'm gonna shout you out. I met a guy while I was tailgating. His name is Hugh, and he said, "When's Ronnie gonna finish the boat?"
I knew that's what was coming.
I think it was Hugh that said that. So, yeah, it was
Yeah,
just the people I met were incredible.
that's cool.
So smart. Ronnie,
We
what you been
we
up
are
to?
we are actively working pretty hard on it right now. It's funny. A little side note, I noticed Sam DIY Huntress just started posting her van content from what I've seen, but she's been done with it since summer. But I know what she did. She set on it because she didn't want people to say, "When are you going to finish with the van? Where are you going to be done? When are you going to be done?" And I think she spent like 9 months on it, she said. I just don't know if I could do that. It was very smart to hold on to all the content and do that. But remember, I started doing that and then I was so overwhelmed last January. I think I waited 3 months and then I started going through it and I said I would never do it again because it was so overwhelming trying to go through that much content and even trying to remember what some of it was. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot we had that problem. So then I tried to do it, as we were doing it. But now I'm trying to find a happy medium where there's a little bit of a buffer. With that said, the video I'm hoping will be out by this weekend coming up. It's so close. I'm just so picky. I watch those videos like they're usually around 30 minutes long. I end up watching them and rewatching them and editing probably I'd say 5 times at least over and over again. Each time I watch it, I cut more. I cut it, I cut it, I cut it, I cut it. It usually starts out with like good stuff of an hour and a half and I bring it down. So that takes time. So the vote takes time and the videos take time. That's what I'm dealing with. But that said, we're getting really close with doing what I call like final type things. And that's exciting. And the timing couldn't be more perfect because you know how epoxy doesn't like cold weather. So we're doing a lot more with epoxy and varnish and that type of thing. And it likes to be, within like 60 degrees or between that 60, 75-degree range.
Yeah.
So we're still in that range, which luckily I think will work in our favor. But Cameron and I've been talking also about how to make it work because now he doesn't live in the same place. He lives 50 minutes away. And so he decides, like, we decide when he's going to come in for the week based on what we have to do and working on the boat. And it's more of a scheduling thing. And he's also building a Jeep in the back end. He's going to take both of his axles off. He's been working towards that forever. So he's got multiple projects going on, but he also wants to get the boat done. So we've got a lot of struggles. We're getting pulls from all directions. So that's where we are with it. But we talked about the reason why I brought up Cameron. We've been talking about alternate ways to make this work easier. And I think I'm going to let him take a big part of the electrical on because he's very capable of doing it. He likes that kind of thing. He's put in his Jeep stereo and everything. And so I think I'm going to let him help a lot with that. And that might involve getting this out of the shop and getting it to where he is, where he can work on the electrical while he's always there. So we might actually start moving the boat back and forth depending on what's being done with it, which will make us more productive. So we're talking about kind of that way of thinking. But that's where we are with that. I also went to a game that's not as exciting as Sedge's. I went to Parents Weekend at University of Kentucky. My daughter invited us.
I saw that.
And it was pretty cool.
Did you get to go to any like young kid parties?
We did, and it really made
yeah,
me
daddy,
feel old because we went to 3 fraternity things. They all have them in the backyards. You know, it's just packed in the backyard, and you just start sitting there as an adult going, "That's pointless. What they're doing right now is pointless." Madison came up to me. She's like, "Dad, would you do a keg stand if so and so's dad does one?" I was like, "No."
You're my man, Blue.
It is.
And
You're my man, Blue.
Madison's like, "Why not?" And I was like, "Because I just don't want to. It's stupid."
Frank the Tank.
And I got caught up in this game. There's a new game because you know how there was like the pong game where you bounce the ping pong ball into the solo cup. There's a new game, and I can tell the size of the table because no one has saws. It's a 4x8 table. You can tell plywood. So I told Madison's like, "Could you make us one for our house?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you need to get the measurements?" I said, "No." I know that's a 4x8. That's a 4x8 sheet of plywood. That's what it is. Has 2x4 legs. So the goal of it is to throw a dice as high as you can, and it lands on the table. And if it stays on the table, everybody's got a drink except the person who threw it. So I watched this the whole time we were back there, and I only saw it land on the table one time that it didn't bounce off. But everybody is so into this game, and I'm like, it's like the dumbest game I've ever seen, but everybody's playing it. You see in front of the houses that you drive by on campus.
Because you always have a drink.
They have them in the front yards and things. But what was really bugging me is this table wasn't even level. It was off, like sitting at an angle. I'm like, that's
there's the woodworker in you.
Put something under the leg and it would help your chances of it staying on.
You know, if I made one of these, I'd put a whole grid system under here, make sure it's really flat, leveling legs.
I started
thinking torsion box.
Yeah,
I started
torsion
thinking about
box
the
top.
Start thinking about the white PVC I can get in 4x8 sheets, and I could take my CNC and do a 45 bit and fill that with epoxy and have like the UK logo. And I was like, man, I could make a nice one. I was like, but then we get stolen, I'd get mad. But
You know,
I
that's
started
actually,
going down
that would be
rabbit
an
hole.
interesting YouTube video, right? Like I found this game, and so I was so embarrassed as a woodworker that I decided to make my own, and then you like delivering it and playing it. That's how the video ends.
I'm thinking I'm going to do it. It would surprise her. She's like, Dad, I wish we had one. I would love to. They call their house the White House, and it's got it written in blue on the White House in chalk. Everybody writes on their front porch in chalk. They decorate their brick on campus. And I was like, man, you could have that logo in there and that. I said, I think I could make a good one.
You could make a killer video, like Jason said, and we'll come down and play with you guys.
Yeah, we'll play it. They'll teach us the game. That would be awesome.
Make it for Splinter Con next year.
Or each one of us has. That'd be a cool way to do like a joint video. Each one of us has some sort of responsibility.
That would be
on the table. Then we all get together, we finish it and deliver it and play it.
That would be that.
And then we have a podcast meeting and we can write the entire thing off.
There you
Hey-o.
go. I like it.
Hey-o.
I like the idea because I realized while I was sitting there, everybody else is like, that is my brain. I'm sitting there analyzing and I'm stuck on that table. Like I even stood close to it and just watched the whole time. And I was thinking about how I could make it better. And I was like, and I was the same way when I was that age. I was the same way. And that was when I wished I identified my interests because I would do things like that. And that's not normal.
So up in Maine, we I understood beer pong, but that was after my time. What we played was shot cribbage or bong cribbage. Every time you turned a corner, you do a bong hit. And if you
tobacco,
skunk or
right?
double skunk, that was some serious bong hits.
That's a whole other game.
Ronnie, you can make it super fancy, and we could get like poker table foam and a felt, and then like the playing field is actually that, which would help, the dice land a little bit softer, but
Yeah.
maybe also have a little bit of a bouncy feature. You could make it your own.
I know. It
And
could
then
be
they would
so
have the
much
coolest
better.
one, and then everybody would want to come over there and play.
The funniest thing is we went to like 3 houses and all of them had 1 or 2 in the backyard. And I was talking to one of the fraternity guys that was talking to Madison, and he started talking to the dad, I guess, to get points. And I was like,
of course.
"Tell me about this game." And he started telling me about it, and I was like, "Wow." I said, as a woodworker, I'd really like to build one of those tables. He's like, "That's one of the nicest ones I've seen." And
Oh, no.
it was pressure treated plywood, which if you've ever seen pressure treated plywood, it will not stay flat from the time
No.
you get it home from the store.
No
They
shit.
took pressure treated plywood and they screwed it all the way around a 2x4 frame and painted it blue and had white stripes on it. And that's why the guy said it was the nicest he'd ever seen. It was the only one I saw that was painted. All the other ones were just straight up plywood, just bare exterior sheathing plywood, like not even like knot holes.
Man, now we're going down a rabbit hole. Like, this is a great conversation because now we could talk about how we could make the ultimate one. What you could use is some sort of material that would hold up to the elements outside. Right?
That's why I was thinking PVC.
We
So
could
I can
treat
get-
it. We
I
could
can
treat
get
it
a
with
foldable
Rubio.
legs under it.
Yeah, that white PVC. And then because it's a girl's house, they have to have a way to like fold it and like take it away if they didn't want it in their front yard. They can't really like. So I was thinking about that. But yeah, PVC would be
Foldable
awesome.
legs.
We could get Rubio to sponsor it, and we could use Rubio cream, wood cream
That's
on it.
right. They have the exterior. That's right.
Yep.
That's true. If that, I guess it would probably be like a Douglas fir ply is what you'd probably use.
I really want to do it because then I could be 41 years old and going to a sorority house for a
Yes.
There you go.
party.
You read my
and I could
goddamn
relive-
mind.
Yeah,
I
hey,
could
We could
relive
get
my-
Shaper. We could do it with Shaper Origin and do a logo.
Yeah.
UK
there we
logo.
go. You know what? I know what it would be. Well, that wouldn't be for Rubio. MDO signboard would be good too,
Yep.
but it wouldn't
Yep.
be good for. I don't think Rubio would be work with that, but yeah, that would hold up forever too.
We should
Yeah.
totally do this. This is a great idea. And I cannot wait to tell Nicole, babe, I'm sorry, but I have to go down to the University of Kentucky this weekend because me, Ronnie, and Sedge are delivering a drinking game table to his daughter's sorority. And
But
then
we get we
then we
want to
have
give
to
back.
film ourselves playing the game for the YouTube video.
It's
It's
how
all for
this-
YouTube.
The 3 Splinters are giving back to the community. We're supporting. We're
We're
supporting.
giving no.
We're supporting a
3
nonprofit.
The 3 Splinters are giving it to the
We're
community.
giving it back.
You know what
We
really
could pick-
bothers me about this whole thing is that. So Ronnie, you had said like, do you want to do a cake stand? You're like, no, it's dumb. I swear, the older I get, the more I'm blown away by the dumb things that I used to do, or the things that
Yeah.
I thought were cool, like driving down the road with your stereo blasting and the bass. And all.
Right.
Now people drive by and I'm like, what a loser.
Right.
Or,
Right.
oh, your car sounds so cool, or stop walking on my grass, like the old guy
Right.
stuff, and
Right.
not understanding the things my kids are saying, like this 6-7 thing, or all of
Oh
this
my God! I just heard about 6-7.
I did
crap. Oh,
today.
just wait, because now Max even says it. He even does
No
the hand
way.
thing. Leo taught him. Yeah, I don't. It's so dumb.
Okay, so
But-
this weekend I'll go. Hey, it's either 6 or 7.
6-7.
6,
That's what you
7.
do. Yep. I love this idea. Ronnie, you
good
can post it
concept.
to your YouTube channel.
I'll
Totally
find
fine.
out.
It's your YouTube video.
I'll find out what this game is called
We'll
because
just do
they
a
didn't tell me.
cameo.
And I want to know what. But the guy was
called-
explaining it to me, and I thought there was going to be more to it, and there wasn't. But
Drink,
it's at every.
It's called Drink Like a Fish.
That's yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's. But
It's called Guaranteed Drunk.
But I'm like, the pong game is anybody can understand it. You're bouncing a ping pong ball into a solo cup, and it's like, okay, I get that.
Ronnie,
this
what do
one-
you not understand? Throw the dice in the air. It's got to land on the table.
But it never happened. The other three
That's
guys.
the
would-
point of the game,
would-
Ronnie.
This is the funny part. It would either go into the crowd, it would go into the trees. They spent more time looking for it than they did playing the game. And I'm like, there's so much wrong with this. We got to do better here.
Well, we what we could do is we could recess a little tray where you store extra dice, so you have
There you
an
go.
unlimited amount of dice.
There
at the
you
table.
go.
We're gonna figure
A
out how
little
to make this game
A
profitable.
little drawer underneath, a die drawer,
There you go. There you go.
Done. Dovetails.
Celiche gets involved.
hand
Gets the
cut
drawer slides,
dovetails.
undermounts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they handle the temperature fluctuations better than Bloom.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. I can see the video starting out
They
now.
really do.
These girls have a problem, and they're all sad on the front porch. They don't have their own drinking game table.
Yeah. So 3 old men are making that a reality. On today's episode, we're going to get drunk with a bunch of sorority girls from UK.
Become a patron.
Become a patron now.
Check
Oh,
out details in the after show.
Yeah. Yeah, the extra footage that we recorded while we were down there.
Oh gosh.
We had more videos towards the end of the game for our patrons.
I do. This is not a political
Check out
statement
Sedge in
at
his
all.
underwear.
This is a safe, non-political statement. It's just an observation that is so funny. I also did the old guy thing when I got there. Kelly brought like 3 different things to wear, and they were doing that. So I just went out. She has a really nice front porch that overlooks, like, it's on the edge of campus, so it's like a really busy road, almost in downtown Lexington. And I sat there and watched people that were obviously going to the game and people going to the No Kings protest. And the differences were stark.
Yes.
Like, I was like, tell me which ones were and it was very obvious. But I watched it for about 30 minutes, just nonstop. It was almost every other group of people was one or the other. And you could tell it was so interesting. Very interesting.
God damn, I just
One group looked happy, the other group did not.
Yeah.
One
Yeah, one group
was
is happy because they're hanging out as sorority.
No, it was, people, it was parents' weekend. So it was interesting. Almost everybody was with their parents, just about. And that was odd. Everywhere you went, the dads were there too. And it just felt kind of weird, but the kids were in their element. We were ready to go home at 8:00, by the way. Madison was like, we're getting ready to go out. Like, you want to go with us? We're going to go out. And I'm like, didn't we start going out like at 12 o'clock today?
Yeah. I'm
she's like-
exhausted. What are you talking about?
I mean, they were getting ready. Like, her other roommate was just like, she's like, are we going? Yeah, we're going to go out. Well, I'm going to start getting ready. And it's like, they don't even, 9 or 10 o'clock, they leave the second time.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember that growing up. It was like, hey, you guys want to go out tonight? Sure. And then we're like hanging out at somebody's house drinking until like 10. All right, you guys ready to go out?
Yeah.
And it was like cool to stay up late. And
yeah, man. I was up till 1:30 and 12:30 this weekend.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. You had to be on some sort of
at
speed
Makers
medicine
Camp
or something.
No,
Makers-
dude. I was just high on the vibe.
at Makers Camp at 12 o'clock midnight every night. I was done. I was just tired. And Cameron and I just bowed out. And a lot of people were still up, but there's something about being cold all day, for a lot of it makes you more tired and more just ready to go to bed.
It fatigues your muscles.
Yeah. Yeah. I was ready to go. I was ready to call it every day at 12, but yep. It was fun. It was an experience.
You really need to give thought to this table idea. I do think it's a home run.
I will find out first what it's called and I'll send it to you all because I'm like, there's got to be more to the game, but it doesn't appear like there is. I mean, that nail game that I saw at Makers Camp, that was impressive.
With the hammer?
The old guy
That's
in
a
me
German
was like,
game.
Yeah,
really?
it's a German game.
okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a
the old
German
guy in
drinking
me
game.
was like, everybody should be wearing safety glasses, but other than that, I was like, that's a pretty cool game, and it's not hard to explain. Your nail goes in all the way, you're out. I like that game.
German drinking game. Every time I go back, that soccer team that I did the sponsorship for, they had a real big party two trips ago, and you go places, they'll have these logs, and the logs are just sitting there. They're all beat to crap. There's a hammer sitting on it and a bunch of nails, and that's the game.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that one's inventive, and I liked it, but this other one, I'm having trouble understanding it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about how many plies and the plywood. You could really have an amazing table.
I think we need to make a torsion box.
Torsion box.
Because I think
It's got to be perfectly flat.
Yep. And I think if you do that, you'll get better bounce.
Yeah, or maybe less bounce. Maybe it would just be like a dead stop.
Oh,
maybe.
Maybe if you fill it with sand.
There we go. No one's moving that thing.
No, no one's stealing it. If you make a really nice one, I think it'll be stolen from place to place to place to place because it'll be like a badge of honor to have that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Oh, we could incorporate like self-leveling legs, kind of like what's that little giant ladder?
Yeah,
Do something with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you put
Yeah.
it. It's going to be level and
Yeah.
it's perfectly flat. And then that'll morph into the ultimate assembly table.
There you go.
What started off as a drinking game for UK has turned into the
Comes
most
with dog
popular-
holes.
Yeah, comes with dog holes. If you get a dice in one of the dog holes, it's worth 10 points.
Sounds like a carpenter's dream. Easy, flat as a board, easy to nail.
Yeah.
There you go. And once you outgrow the drinking games, it becomes a work table.
Yeah. Once you wise up and realize that you're not a child anymore, I'm
I
telling
like
you,
it.
it could be a thing. Then, Ronnie, you could get into producing them and selling them across the United States to all college campuses.
That's true. And at first people are going to
Start
say,
an account
no,
called The Table
they're going to
Guy.
say college guys don't have any money. Guess what? The fraternities do. And I saw examples of that. It's crazy. With those backyard parties, nothing was charged. There was no charging people, and it was free flowing. I asked Madison, how is that possible? And she said, a big portion of the dues are accounted for that. And I'm like, really?
For the booze all year?
Oh, yeah.
It's a difference.
Really?
That's a difference in a.
So
that's a
you paid
difference
for
in-
it.
No, I don't. No,
No,
that's not
no.
sorority. Sorority,
So-
no. This would be fraternities.
The reasoning
fraternities.
is you can't charge for booze.
Yeah, yeah, but the
Oh, yeah.
fraternities, but the fraternity, is getting the bill for that, or is taking they have it budgeted somehow. But it was interesting because that's the other part of me. I was like, okay, they had like an open bar back there. The people just walked up, and I was like, who's paying for that?
They have like a Barbara McAllen
Oh,
25
and-
or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you got to also remember who's checking IDs.
Yeah, no one. Well, it's in the back. It's a private. So they have a tarp up. They put a tarp up in the driveway at these houses because if they don't, it's considered what's the word? Open container type laws, and it's not in the house. I forgot what they call that law. So they put tarps up for that reason because it's behind a tarp that you can't see through from the street. Because I asked Madison, I was like, why do they have this blue tarp up? She goes, they have to. I was like, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. So many things. I never went to college, so.
I helped run a fraternity.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sedge knows.
Yeah,
It's-
I know.
It's interesting. It's interesting what fraternities are allowed to do and what sororities.
I
are
held
not
a
allowed to
couple
do.
different offices in the fraternity. Yeah, I kind of know. And I was interfraternity council president. So
Yeah, like sororities
like,
aren't allowed to have
2 years.
parties. Fraternities are, sororities are not.
mhm.
I need to hear some of your stories one of these days. I'll get you nice and boozed up and you can tell me about
I
your days
have
in
a
the
couple
fraternity.
scars on my head. I got some good stories, dude.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
That when you tell, and I've stopped telling stories because when you tell the stories, people just like glaze over, like, yeah, you're lying to me. And you're like, you think, yeah, I better stop telling these stories because I do sound like a liar, but they're 100% true.
Well,
It was 4 years of studying and debauchery. It was wonderful.
It was fun. Best time of my life.
Oh, I stopped saying that in front of Marianne. I used to say, best 4 years of my life, dude. And Marianne would look at me like, "Arr."
you're like, no, except for the last 4.
Yeah.
Except until I met Marianne.
Right. Yeah, you always have to throw that in there.
The best 33 years of my life so far.
Oh,
Oh,
Ronnie, because I texted you. Sedge, guess what?
what?
Guess what's not still resolved? My window.
What?
Yeah. Leaked Saturday.
What?
Where did it
Yeah.
leak?
Top, same place as always.
Top.
Water came in over the top, both sides. Good amount of water, too. Had to stand here with towels to
Uh,
It's
Yeah.
so hard to know where it's coming from because it could be as high as all the way to the top.
Yeah. And so I've done so much now at this point. We still have a few minutes to talk about this. So I've done so much with it at this point that I've ruled out multiple things or tried to do something to see if that would fix the problem or whatever the case is. Had all these different people out. Thought it was the gutter, wasn't the gutter because the water's running freely. I already took care of that problem. We got this big rain finally because we haven't had rain for like 5 months, significant rain, right? Did a bunch of research. I've really been doing a bunch of research the last couple of days. Found all kinds of things I've already tried, already looked at, already talked to. Don't really know. The only other thing I can think at this point is so there's two things that I know. Okay. One, water is getting in through the top of the window. That is being caused by the water that's running down the wall that gets through the brick, which, to be clear, is expected. House is designed in a way to shed that water. That's why there's weep holes in the brick, all these things, right? Areas for the water to flow. So the the bigger question is like, how is so much water? How is enough water getting back there to where it's running down the wall enough to where it stops, builds up, and then comes through the window? So that yes, that is a problem in itself. But at the end of the day, if I never figured that out, and I just want the window to stop getting water inside, then I'd be fine, right? Because there's no visible damage inside. There's no damage in Leo's room. There's two things that I haven't like personally had looked at, and that is the siding above the roof's portion, which the siding has been replaced in this house, and so it's not the original siding, and there is no previous damage or thought that that was going on, right? So that leads me to believe it's probably not the problem. But more importantly, if it was the siding or it was the attic vent that is also there facing that direction where water could be getting in, if enough water was getting in to cause damage there, I would see it in Leo's bedroom in the ceiling because it's directly above his ceiling. And if water was coming through there, it would be hitting his ceiling. There would be some sort of visible water damage.
Yep.
So that's why those two things I'm like, and they're high enough up to where I don't know if it's tied in the same way. Leo's window doesn't get any water damage, never a drip, never a speck of water, no penetrations, nothing. So is it just enough rain penetrating through the brick, right? And then running down the wall?
I don't think it would be enough
Think
that you would
so.
notice.
Right. So, yeah. So I called the company again today and I had about a 30-minute conversation with the warranty department. And I said, look, this is everything I've done. Turns out the office that installed my windows no longer exists here in Indianapolis. They have a office further north now in Indiana. So they're going to get me in contact with their like crew chief or whatever, and we're going to work something out. They're going to look into it, figure out what they can do to come out and take a look at the thing. And I said, at this point, everything that I've done leads me to one assumption, and that is that there is some issue with the installation of this particular window. And so I think that the logical thing to do here would be pull the window out
Yes. Yep.
and take a look at the top portion and see if one of the
Yes.
channels is cracked, if it was sealed properly to the exterior molding or the exterior portion of the house. Was there flashing installed to let that water continue to shed down? Like, what's the case?
They should be able to see where that water is running out too. It'll be a clear, like either a dark place or usually darker, like where it's running water. It'll be like a dark place in the pine, for example. You should be able to see it.
Yeah.
And it might be all over. It might be a case where if it's happening above the window, it might be landing on the top of the header and it's coming down both sides because it's the only place it can go. It's like getting stuck.
Yep.
Could be. So that they should be
That's
able to
exactly
tell
what's
that.
happening.
Yeah, I think that's and I know of a customer that is still experiencing that. They've lived there for like over 40 years and they have wood windows. And she said they have to replace their wood part of their window about every 5 years because it just kind of gets rotten out. Even when they use like Western red cedar, they use something that's not rot. It still just starts. And she asked me while I was there, she's like, "Do you have any idea what this could be?" And I looked out, it was stone outside. I looked at the window above it. I looked at all the things. She's like, all that's been looked at before. And sometimes it's you just cannot figure out where it's coming from. But
Yeah.
taking the window out would be one of the best ways, other than taking the drywall off on the inside.
Yeah. Well, again, it's nothing on the inside of the wall, right?
Yeah, I mean, just to be able to
Yeah.
see. So
Yeah.
that's it. And removing the window is probably the easiest thing to do to look and not intrusive. So it's good if they try that.
I told the lady, I said, it's been 2 years and I still don't have trim or finish around this window because of this. 2 years later. And that's what put her over the edge the most. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." She's like, "We're gonna figure this out." And I told her, I was like, "I had a very bad experience with you guys. So, I'm not I wasn't like so rude, but not getting my hopes up, in a way. I was like, you guys have been out here before. They took the path of least resistance. They threw some caulk in some corners and, said, let's see if it fixes it. Well, guess what? It didn't fix it. So got to figure something out. If you guys, maybe you'll find what the problem is and it's going to be a cost to repair. I said, but I was at the point where I was on the phone with my homeowner's insurance company to find out if I'd be able to make a claim and just rip all of the brick off and have them make sure that everything is flashed properly and then redo all the brick around my house, around those windows, like the entire wall. And I was like, that's how tired of it I am that I have to worry about water coming in my window. So we'll see what happens. More to follow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
Just
should
so
run
annoying.
why don't you drive your truck through your window and then you can get your truck fixed and your window fixed.
Ronnie, that is a great idea.
No, even better. Let's make the sorority beer dice board. Play out front. Sedge gets drunk and runs his gladiator in.
No, it's got to be the truck. We got to fix the electrical.
Yeah, I gotta.
issue in the
We
truck.
have to
Oh, you
fix
got to
the
fix the
truck, too.
electrical. Oh,
Yeah, we have to total that and bring down the first story ceiling and part of Leo's bedroom.
Yeah,
And
it's got to be a
hopefully all the
targeted
brick
attack.
caves. We'll have to
Don't
probably
make a
wire
ramp
up
with
some
the-
electrical charges or something as well, just to make sure some
Cameron
TNT.
likes tanninite now. He likes that a lot. He could
Okay.
shoot it, so he could use that.
And then we'll rebuild this side of the house to look like Minecraft, so Leo will be happy.
There you
This
go.
is a great idea. A
It
win
is.
for everybody.
Everyone wins.
I'm
Yeah.
still up for the sorority dice board game.
Yeah,
that
I
could
like.
be that could be in between it all, like you said. The table could be out front, in front of the window.
I could just imagine the name of the podcast, Sorority Drinking Game.
Yeah, yeah. That would the sororities would be like, which sorority? They'd be like investigating.
Yeah,
It's funny, funny.
we are full of great ideas on this episode.
We are. If we weren't so busy, we'd come up with so many other good ideas.
Yeah,
We should
We'd
just
be
make a think
millionaires.
tank.
we would be millionaires.
There we go.
But I guess we'll wrap this one up. I did say it was going to be a short episode, 1 hour. Everybody, that's what you get. I don't even think it was quite an hour.
It
It
was.
started just
think it was an
after
hour.
6. But that's it. Oh, one announcement. Did we agree on the 7th?
I
Yes.
think we did. Yes.
Yep.
We're going to do a Beers with the Boys. It is October, so it will be a Beers with the Boys. But out of respect for the wonderful day of Halloween being Friday the 31st, we will be pushing our Beers with the Boys until 7 November, Friday night, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Be there or be square. Open to all patrons for Beers with the Boys.
We were being aware of Patrick has to give out mouse pads for Halloween. He
Yeah.
gives them out to all the kids, and we don't want to take that from him.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's true.
did your great grandmother invent Halloween?
She didn't. The cat just came in and threw me off.
Really?
Oh, man, Ronnie, that was a
Ron,
The cat
he
busted
lobbed
in.
you a softball there.
wow.
Lobbed you a
you-
softball.
Got distracted by a
The
pussy
cat came in meowing, and I'm not used to that. So yeah, it just threw me off. I'll tell you about her in Halloween. It's a big story. We need more time.
Okay. All
Oh,
righty.
this is gonna be good. He's got all week to think of it.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. It's not a happy story. It's sad.
Yeah.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
They made a Hallmark movie about it.
Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Hallmark.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.